I think Lewis has had some very tough teammates. He's had world champions as teammates, whereas Max hasn't. But for me, I would be more fearful going up against Max in the same car. And I think it is because the car is designed around his style, or he can drive a car that Adrian Newey gives him. I think Adrian Newey gives him a car that says, this is the quickest car in the world. If you take away front downforce, it's going to go slower, but it'll be easier to drive. And Max is like, right, I have to drive how you've made this car, and I need to drive it as quick as I can. So I think that he's very good at that, and I think a lot of drivers struggle to compete with that. So it's a long answer, but it's a difficult one. I think Lewis has had more difficult teammates, but I also wouldn't want to go up against Max. So, I mean, they're all unbelievable drivers, the best in the world, and some of the best we've ever seen in Formula One. I wish there was more competition at the front, you know, between Max, Lewis, Fernando. Those three for me are the ones that stand out. But it's not the way in Formula One. It's a technology race, and Red Bull, fair play to them. They're doing a better job right now.
Okay, that brings me on to a last question, and it's with regard to Lando Norris, because a lot of the talk is Red Bull would like him in the seat opposite Max in 2025. So if you were advising him, and based on what you've just said, would you say, if I want to be champion, I've got to beat Verstappen, or maybe I'll wait around until another team builds the car around me? So would you advise him to take that seat or not if you were in his ear?
The issue is you have to beat the best to be a world champion. And that was the whole thing for me when I left Brawn. I was like, I have to go to McLaren because I need to race against Lewis Hamilton, who was regarded as the best. And I think that's what he's got to decide he wants to do. I think if he's clever, he will decide on a car that suits his style. And I think we've seen from a lot of drivers, the Red Bull doesn't suit many drivers, apart from Max. So it's not an easy decision for him. He's not in a car that can win right now, and it probably won't next year either, I don't think. So yeah, he's got to be looking elsewhere for 2025. Or he puts his trust in McLaren. You know, they've won races, they've won championships, and it can come back around. So as long as he can see the future and think that they're in a good place as a team and it gives him confidence, stay there. If not, go and fight Max Verstappen in his own, in his own team. But that's a hard one.